Now we will learn about the important process of urine formation. The urine that is excreted outside the body is formed by the three important processes. First is the glomerular filtration, second is the tubular reabsorption, and third is the tubular secretion. We will see how these processes are performed one by one. Now, the glomerular filtration. This process allows the filtering of water, glucose, salts and the waste materials. But the blood cells are not allowed to pass. The blood cells like the RBCs, WBCs, these are important for our body. So, these must not be excreted out and hence these are retained inside the body. Now, the filtrate that is collected is called as the nephric filtrate. And what does this filtrate has? It has all the water, glucose, salts along with the waste material. And this process, as the name suggests, glomerular filtration means it takes place inside the glomerulus. Now, the next process is the tubular reabsorption. This process takes place inside the tubes, that is the proximal convoluted tubule. Okay. Now, the sodium ions, water, glucose and the lactate along with the amino acids, all these are important for the life of organisms. Hence, these should not be excreted out. This is ensured by their reabsorption. Okay, the proximal convoluted tubule is mainly involved in the reabsorption of these water and nutrient. This tubular reabsorption involves two important processes of transport, that is the active transport and the passive transport. The active transport involves the energy while the passive transport does not involve the energy. Now, another important process involved in the urine formation is tubular secretion. The secretion of hydrogen ion is important for the maintenance of pH balance inside the body. This excess of hydrogen ion is secreted out in the distal convoluted tubule. Now, the potassium ions, calcium ions, ammonia, creatinine, these all are also secreted in the distal convoluted tubule. Now, the secreted ions along with the filtrate that is present in the nephric region, that is the nephric filtrate, together they form the urine. The urine is mainly made up of 95% of water and 5% of excretory waste. It is collected inside
urinary bladder
and it is retained inside
urinary bladder
until the pressure is exerted in the walls of
urinary bladder
to get it excreted out. Now, another important process performed by the kidney are the osmoregulation. The osmoregulation means the maintenance of the water and salt balance inside the body. Now, the osmotic receptors are present inside the brain and the kidneys coordinate with these osmotic receptors of the brain to perform this important osmoregulation functions. In this flow diagram, you can see when there is low water content means there is lesser amount of water present inside the body. What? The pituitary gland that is present in the brain, it produces more amount of ADH. ADH stands for anti-diuretic hormone. Now, the release of higher amount of ADH will allow the higher amount of reabsorption of water from the kidney. And what will happen? This will allow the lesser release of urine, and that too hypertonic concentration of urine will be eliminated. This all activity was performed just to retain the water because the body is having lesser amount of water. Now, on the opposite, if there is sufficient amount of water present inside the body, what will the brain do? It will produce less amount of antidiuretic hormone. Now, the signals or the conduction will go to the kidney not to absorb large amount of water. Now, what will happen when there will be lesser absorption of water? More amount of water will be released outside the body. This will result in the formation of hypotonic and large amount of urine output. So, in this way, our kidney helps in this process of osmoregulation. Now, we all have known about the importance of kidney inside the human body. The patients who doesn't have the proper functioning of kidney inside the body have to undergo the process of hemodialysis. What does dialysis do? It is a unit which mainly functions in the same way like that of the human kidneys. It purifies the blood because the blood of human being contains many of the excretory products of the metabolism like the ammonia and other metabolic waste, and the accumulation of these waste might prove detrimental for the patients. So, such patients in whom the kidney doesn't function properly have to undergo this process of hemodialysis. Now, this hemodialysis, as you can see, the impure blood is generally taken from the patient and it is allowed to undergo inside the equipment called as the dialyzer. In this dialyzer, there is a network of tubes that is running inside or that is dipped inside the dialyzing fluid. Here, the process of purification of blood takes place by the process of diffusion, and the pure blood is then again taken inside the body of the patient. So, in this way, the blood of the patient is purified with the help of this dialyzing unit. This was all about the process of excretion in case of animals and human beings. Now, we'll be learning about the process of excretion in case of plants. These plants does not have a complex system like that of animals, but still they have the excretory products because they have a lot of metabolic processes going inside them. Okay, the carbon dioxide, oxygen, excess amount of water and the nitrogenous waste, these are the main excretory products. Now, the plants have also developed certain mechanisms to release out these excretory products. What are those? The excess amount of water is generally released out from the plant with the help of stomata by the process of transpiration. Okay, this is one of the method. Second, you must have seen some amount of gums and latex oozing outside the plant, and it is generally seen on barks or sometimes stems. These are also the excretory products of the plant. This is the second method. And the third way by which the plants can release out their excretory product is that they can directly excrete out it in the soil, the nearby soil in which the plant is standing. It will release out the excretory products in the soil. So, this was all about the chapter Life Processes. We'll meet you in another chapter. Thank you.